Welcome back to the Salmon FM and the Unexpected Journey, episode 12. So we are 12 years now into the future. We have ventured a couple of stops along Europe, and if you remember from the last episode, we won in Croatia, which opened up the next group, which was Group 9, Turkey, Ukraine, Peru, and Uruguay. So the question is, where will we end up on today's episode? And we'll have a little nose at that in just a second. So, Finland can't be removed from the ad leagues and takeaway leagues just yet because their season runs until November. Ukraine and Turkey have been added correctly and on time. And unfortunately, Peru and Uruguay, they can't be added until the 1st of January when their seasons start. So, at the minute, we haven't got much choice. It's Turkey or Ukraine. So I'm going to get out there. I'm going to apply for some jobs. And I'll see you in a second when I've got a job. And here we are at Mariupol. FC Mariupol. Again, I'm butchering names left, right and centre here. However, it is in a country I have never managed in before. In the Ukraine. So, no director of football. They've got decent facilities, I guess. So, good training, average youth, and fairly basic youth recruitment. Got a little bit of history. They're in the top league of Ukraine, and they're still in the Ukrainian Cup. So, we're very much just deemed to fight bravely against relegation, reach quarterfinals. So effectively, we have already reached the quarterfinals. So we'll pass that one. No staff, so I get to have a bit of fun in building my staffing team. We'll check in on that a bit later, I think, and we'll show you how how I managed to do it and see where we end up. So, playing squad, I think it's fairly okay. There's a lot of lone players. We'll have a little look at the rules in a moment. But yeah, most of the players that are going to be potentially 5-star potential are all loanees. Typical. And this is how they're getting on in the league. So they are second from bottom. They're not that far off, but one win in the first 12 games of the season has obviously caused them to swap the manager out. And yeah, so first game came and first game went with no staff involved. And I managed to put an end to the winless run that they were on against Desna. So yeah, I was happy with that. Nice to get myself in the door and get myself a nice little win. And that was very soon followed up with a second win against second in the table. I don't think they'll be second in the table once Shakhtar play, but yeah, it was a nice dominant 3-0 win, and I was very pleased with that. Youth intake day came as we push on further up the season. Apparently there is one good Ukrainian goalkeeper coming through. There's a forward to be considered a foreign prospect. And there's a lot of wingers in the system. And at the halfway part, I know it's a bit confusing. This is actually the halfway part of the season. It's in March. In Ukraine, the season ends in December and they have like 3 months off. I'm guessing it's because it's that cold there and the amount of snow or whatever. But at the halfway point, we find ourselves in 12th. So, a nice, decent improvement on the previous position. There is 3 more wins on the board as well, which is always pleasing. Right, and that's how the first part of the season looks. So, you can understand why the manager got the sack. Obviously, we came in at the Desna game, so we beat Desna, we beat Alexandria, drew Tavorsky, lost to Olympic, beat Obolon, and then lost to Liv. Bloody Liv. So, yeah, not too bad. And that is how the rest of the season looks. So, as you can see, you break up on the 15th of December, and your first league game back is the 9th of March. So, yeah, it's a bit weird, but it is what it is. And only one bit of business was done in the transfer market, which again runs at a weird time. I've not actually looked at the rules. You can have like 6 foreign players on loan at any time, and you got to use your foreign nationals wisely and things like that. But yeah, so I signed him. I'm really pleased about him. I think he's going to be an absolute baller at this club. I'm definitely going to see if I can nick him for future teams as well, depending on where I end up going and where I end up landing. So, yeah. He's been doing one in the Sudamericano, so decided to take a punt on him. Right, I've jumped to the end of the season. And we do finish in a nice 10th spot, so not quite top half of this league. However, it's very much respectable and a long way away from the relegation spots. So, you got to feel for Mykolaiv or whatever they're called. 0 wins all season. That's poor, that is, but never mind. Not my problem. But yeah, so I'm happy with that. Next season, definitely let's try and push on for another title if we stay in Ukraine. Remember, Peru, Uruguay are open, as well as Turkey being there. Little look at the finances, and they're not great, even though I am spending less on the wage budget than I am allowed to. Budget doesn't look good at all. Jobs, there's not exactly a lot out there. So I'm really going to have a proper think. And the board have not really given me much to play with in that sense either. They've given me more money in the wage budget, but it's not going to be enough, I don't think. You remember, I've got to replace all those loan signings as well. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed this on the first screen. However, Dynamo Kyiv and Shakhtar finished on the same points. Now, you would just assume it would then go down to goal difference or wins for the season or head-to-head results, but no. They have a position playoff, which Dynamo Kyiv won on penalties. So, you learn something new every day. I didn't know that. I was quite surprised when it came about. Go Canadian on you. But yeah, I was kind of surprised at that one. Apparently we're on a takeover. This keeps going for a couple of weeks. Backwards and forwards. And we'll bring it to an end on that takeover on the rocks. Again, I'm hoping this is a nice nugget-sized episode for you guys, and you've enjoyed it, got straight to the point, and you're intrigued on the journey. I'm going to leave it, and I will hopefully catch you all very soon. So come back for episode 13 and see where we end up. Guys, take care. Bye-bye.